Elevate TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Yes, welcome to Man Unveiled. This is Wednesday, our usual time. We love coming to you live from Elevate TV, and it's always our pleasure to bring you topics that affects you as a man, the family man, the husband, the protector, the man who offers all manner of securities. We'll be looking at that shortly. And we want to encourage us to keep watching and keep talking to your friends and family. Share this link because there's a man somewhere who needs what we are discussing tonight. And we are talking about toxic masculinity. I know that sounds familiar. We want to redefine manhood. Over the years, things have been changing. We have evolved from one century to the other. We can't say that the man of today is the man of 50 years ago. Things have been changing. Interest rates have been changing. And many other things. We are living in days where there are children and women rights, human rights. We are living in days where banks are on board. Women finances are well catered for, even in the family. You go with your wife in any bank and she'll come out with money. When our politicians are doing their campaigns, they will promise money for women and children. And youths, where is the man? And we want to bring this conversation because it matters to a man. We want to declare that a man must be empowered. We must take our rightful place so that society can be stable. Tonight, I have a panel of great men. And these are men I've come to like because some of them I've walked with them a journey. And I know with time they will be introducing themselves. I just want to welcome you to Elevate. If you're at the right place.
Right.
And let's share this discussion because I know there are people who are calling me and telling me they know you. They are telling me that man looks familiar. I don't know, is the man that you know. Mm-hmm. Pastor Wamae?
Yes, sir.
I can tell you the RGC family.
Yes.
are waiting.
Yes, sir.
Kindly introduce yourself through that camera.
Sure.
Yeah. Shout out to the people who are watching you.
Thank you very much, Pastor Joe, for having me here. Zach Mwangi is my name. I'm honored to be here in this studio today. I am a man, I'm a father, I'm a husband, a brother, and most importantly, I'm a son of God. That gives me great pleasure. And I want to give a shout out to my family who are watching me tonight, and where I fellowship, the Birishiba family. I'm also glad you're watching. It's a pleasure to have you, and thank you for joining this conversation. God bless you. Let's walk this journey together.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I know PCA Mokoyo.
Yes, sir.
PCA Mokoyo. I know they are watching. I have some friends there.
Right.
Yeah, so we continue encouraging you to continue writing to us. If you are on Facebook, if you are on YouTube, we are live both on Facebook and YouTube. So you can share the links with people that possibly they may not get our signal. But if you're on live TV, there's a number running there, a number that you can use to text us and tell us your concerns, your questions, or what you feel we should be discussing in this show. Pastor Wamae, say hi to us and shout out to the people watching you.
Yeah. Good evening. What a joy and a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Pastor Wisdom, for having me.
Yes, sir.
I'm honored to be here. I want to give a shout out. Let me first of all introduce myself. My name is William Wamae. I am a lead pastor at Redeemed Gospel Church, Gatundu. Coming from Redeemed Gospel Church, Ruiru. I'm sure my spiritual father, Apostle Guy, is watching. And the Ruiru family are watching. My family in Gatundu, RGC Gatundu, they are watching. Our men, I'm sure they are watching. And I celebrate you much more, my family, my wife and my 2 sons at home. I love you and thank you for being a support to me. I want to welcome everyone to just share the link and let many people see what we are sharing today and learn from this session.
Wow. Actually, when I thought about this topic, both of you came to my mind.
Wow.
Because I've interacted with you at a personal level.
Yeah.
I remember, I think 3 years, is it 3 years ago?
3 years ago, yes.
3 years ago, we sat and we had a conversation somewhere. And what Zach did not say is that he runs, he runs something we call man-to-man, man for men, men for men network. And actually, his passion for men made me actually invite him just to come and discuss this issue. He's very passionate about it. And I know that even as you continue rolling out this plan, there are many men who are waiting for you out there, because men need a platform where they can share what is in their heart.
Right.
There is a research that was done, and this research says that out of every 3 people who are under stress and depression, possibly, 2 of them are women. 2 of them are women. So we have many women who are depressed. But when it comes to dying,
it's men who die.
Many men are dying. You get? More men are dying than women, because women know how to express themselves. Women know how to share what is in their hearts. When women meet, they share everything. When men meet, we want to demonstrate how strong we are. And a man can be speaking very strongly, showing a lot of strength from the outside, but breathing from the inside.
Yeah.
What do we understand by toxic masculinity? Zach?
I understand toxic masculinity as a set of norms which have been put in place by the generations past, and which we have inherited coming to today. A set of norms which make us behave in a certain way, but that way is not exactly beneficial to us as men, neither to the society. A good example: when you tell a young man to be strong, don't cry, that was what it was back in the day. But in today's world, you tell that man not to cry, he will harbor all his feelings, all his pains and suffering within, but only for some time. When he can't handle it anymore, then that will take effect and make him move in a different direction. He will do things that will harm him, and in effect, it will harm the society, the people that are in his circles, in his world.
Thank you, Zach, for that, because there are so many things that we are carrying from our past. There's the way you used to see a man. Actually, the man in maybe the 20th and the 19th century is a very different man today.
Right.
And there are responsibilities that we have carried. And many people will tell you, this is how a man should behave. When was that rule set? Because even exams, we have new way of setting exams. Right now you cannot revise for an exam of 1990s, and you are doing an exam this year. Because even the curriculum has changed. Pastor Mai,
yes.
Do you feel that we need to redefine manhood?
Yes, we need to. Times have changed. The way life is running now is not the way it was then.
Yes.
The men today, in the olden times, men used to go and work. The women used to be left at home with the children. But today times have changed. Yeah, everyone is going to work. And the empowerment of women has really been pushed hard. So the women are earning more money than men. They are driving the best cars, having the best jobs, a lot of exposure. They have platforms to air their views and grievances. That is different from the way it was then. We used to go home just to find mom every day. She's at home, she's cooked for us, she's taken care of everything. Nowadays, we go home with our wives. We leave in the morning to go with them. So life has changed. So the way we look at it must also be different from how we used to look at it then. In the olden days, the man used to have the final say.
All right.
Nowadays,
He was the alpha and omega
Yes.
of anything that was
The
happening in the
beginning
family.
and the end.
The beginning.
today is not.
Yes.
I mean, you come up with an idea and your wife has a better idea.
Oh, yes.
Your wife is a boss at work.
Yes.
So she's used to commanding people around. By the time you are marrying her, she was still the boss at her work. So she's got also to unlearn how to command so that it's not applied at home.
Don't try this at home.
Don't try this. Don't try this at home. So there are a lot of things that have changed.
Yes.
And we just need to redefine the way we look at even how we run our families, how we raise our children. Like I have a lot of concern on especially how the boy child is being raised and the girl child.
All right.
First, I have an issue with how the girl child is being raised. Because I grew up hearing my sisters being told,
Yes.
I want you to do well in school
Yes.
so that when you grow up, nobody will trouble you because you have your own money.
Okay.
Yeah, that I realized doesn't work. Because the way God formed a woman, she needs a man. It's natural.
Yeah.
When a girl is 12 years old, 8 years old, she's already looking at gowns that she wore during her wedding.
Ah. She has already started fantasizing.
Yes.
Yeah.
My daughter Peace would look at the wedding shows. They're her favorite shows. She's in Form 3. My son is in 3rd year in university. He doesn't know, he doesn't care. It's a non-issue for him.
Yeah.
I mean, marriage for him is no destiny.
Yes.
For a woman, marriage is destiny.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So if marriage is destiny, and in the marriage the man is the head,
Yes.
and then you are not taught how to live with that man,
How to handle him.
Yes. You are in problems.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
And they also add that you get your money so that nobody will become a thorn in the flesh.
Yes.
In short, you are being taught to be independent.
Yes.
Zach,
Yes, sir.
is that setting our children, and especially our girl child, is that setting the girl child, is it a setup for the girl child to a failed marriage?
Absolutely. Right from the start. Because you are teaching her not to really submit to any man. Right from the start.
Yes.
So I look at it from the perspective of this guy
Yes.
has already been observing his dad and the way he runs his family. So he expects his wife to come and be like the way he has seen his mother being. But the girl that he's going to marry is not exactly aligned to what his mother is or has been.
Yes.
So it's like, you're right, it's a setup. It's right from the start. That marriage is like doomed to fail.
To fail.
And it's very sad.
I am looking at it this way, and I know that our viewer is following us, and continue writing to us. We want to hear your observations. I want to hear your views, your sentiments about this topic. I know we are only on duty. We are not the tallest. It's only that we are on duty. I know we have people out there who have more ideas, brilliant ideas, and you can write to us only through that you get to know what you are thinking from home. Now, I'm looking at it this way. There's a lady who is looking for her father or for his father in the husband. And they say that my father never used to do, my father used to do this, my father used to do this, my father used to take care of this, I remember my father used to. And when they are talking about their father, times have changed. So one of the things I want to tell every lady watching us, because this is a family show, your husband is not your father.
Come on now.
Oh yes. There are many men who are looking at their wives and how they are behaving, and they are trying to judge them from the understanding of how the mother used to. Hey, my mother used to go to fetch for firewood. She would go to draw water in the river. For you, the water is here at the at the tap here. My mother used to. And you expect your wife to behave that way, and you can't understand why your wife is complaining about the domestic chores, and your mother used to Another thing here, your wife is not your mother. Now, how now do we begin now to redefine manhood so that now people will begin to take their places?
Yeah.
Now, I want Pastor Wamae to go first. I don't want you to help us, Pastor Wamae, because you have seen people, you have seen family as a pastor, you have seen people come with issues for counseling. What are some of the things that you feel possibly people are coming to see counseling, and you know this, you can trace this problem from where we are coming from?
Yeah, you see now, each one of us, as we are growing up, we see how our parents handle each other.
Yes.
There are men watching me who saw their mother battered every day. So what programmed in their mind is that one of the ways of humbling a woman,
Yes. Yeah. Giving
But,
her fivefold ministry.
fivefold ministry. You know, give her fivefold ministry.
Yeah.
I'm lucky. I have never seen my father slap my wife.
Wow.
Slap his wife.
Yes.
I have never seen war at home. So I've never slapped my wife. I've never battered her. I've seen some noise here and there. I'm sure I've also made some noise here and there.
Yeah.
But we learn
Yes.
from the things that we see. And so many of the people who, the way you see families being run today, it's really based on the culture that they found at home.
Yes.
But what I think is a sure way of running this thing and not failing is when we go back to the foundations of Scripture.
Wow.
Because the Bible is a manual for life.
Yes. Right.
What the Scripture said will work and never fail.
Wow.
The secret to becoming a great husband is learning how to love your wife like Christ loved the church.
Say that to some people.
The secret to becoming a great husband is training yourself to love your wife as Christ loved the church. The church has not been good to Christ.
Oh my goodness. Yes,
We
sir.
have just been all the errors. Romans 5, the Bible says, Christ demonstrated his love for us. In that while we were still sinners, he died for us. So we were not good people, yet he died for us.
Yeah.
And if that is how we are supposed to love our wives.
We never deserved.
We never deserved. So you don't love your wife because she deserves.
Okay.
In fact, you do not love her because she did the right thing.
Okay.
You love her because it is what the Bible commands you.
Is it easy, Pastor Wamae?
No, it's not.
All right.
And the Bible does not tell us it will be easy. But you program your mind. This is the way. Just like knowing that going to school is not easy. But if you go to school, you know your life will be better.
Wow. I like that.
Yes.
I like
You see, there's a difference between good and right.
Yes. Okay.
Right is what never fails. Good fails many times.
Okay.
In fact, even being a good husband requires you to be the right husband, not a good husband. Yes. Just doing the right things.
Wow.
Love her the way Christ loved the church.
Yes.
When she's moody, love her. I mean, the moods are supposed to actually make you happy. It's supposed to be fun. Yeah, I love how I see the moods change. I find them making my life very funny. Can you imagine if women were like men? And you just have a straight life. You know, men we don't have issues.
Yes.
You're just there. Yeah.
Apart from some few men, ambao wako na umama kidogo, there are men who are very moody sometimes.
Right.
Yes, continue. You are speaking something very, very, make a lot of sense.
Yes. And I would really want to encourage the men out there.
Yes.
I mean, you are the boss.
Yes.
You're not the boss because you have a big salary. You're not the boss because you have a big tummy. You're not the boss because you come from this and this family. None of those things make you the boss.
Yes.
You are the leader.
You are not the boss because you have the best ideas.
No. You are the leader by God's ordinance. He set it that way.
Wow.
You are. Even if you are unschooled and your wife has PhD.
Yes.
If she's your wife, you're still the leader.
Wow.
It's because that's the way God put it.
Okay.
The man is the head.
Yes.
And that cannot change. And I can tell you for free, even when the husband is not functioning the way he should,
Yes.
he's not present,
Yes.
I am telling you, the women will run to the sons. Because there has
I
to
have
be
seen
a
that.
man
I've seen that.
leading. Yes, the man will provide the leadership.
That is profound.
Indeed.
Profound. I told you we have guests who are speaking it as it is. people who are releasing what we call phronesis, practical wisdom. As I keep saying, these are not armchair generals. These are people who are drawing it from the source, saying that the only way you can stabilize your family as a man is by loving your wife the way Christ loved the church. And he's saying very well that the church has failed Christ many times. The Bible says that we have all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. But because of his mercies, my goodness, I begin looking at it differently. Zach.
Yes, sir.
Are there some good things that you feel also that we should bring them on board? Just because we are facing a lot of, we are having a different generation. And I know in our second section we'll look at that. But are there also desirable things? Because every season has its gold.
Right.
Are there things that we have drawn from the past that can be useful today?
I look at the strength of the man. Because mainly that's what, when you look at the man in the family, the first thing you see is the strength. He's the pillar of that household. He's the pillar of that family. We have borrowed that strength from our parents, our forefathers, and we bring it into today's world. Children want to run to their fathers when there is danger. If something happens in the neighborhood, they'll run and look for where the dad is, and they'll be around him because they feel safer there. So the man is the pillar, he's the strength, he's the shield of that family. That is a positive that the man brings into the family today. He is also the provider. He is the commander of the resources. He will always be. Although in today's world now you have a situation where the responsibilities of the household are shared between the wife and the man, he still has his chance or his opportunity, his responsibility to command resources that the family will run on. That has been
and by the way, Zach,
yes,
and by the way, as you continue, this aspect of sharing bills, that the wife should handle this, the husband. What's your opinion on that? Because that has brought a lot of trouble in families.
Right.
Because the man was taking care of school fees, the wife was taking care of food, but at some point the man has no job. All right? So school fees will remain unpaid until he gets a job. Yet possibly the wife is earning much more that can take care of the school fees. The wife is buying food, and she has some challenges in her place of work. The salary has not been released. That family can almost go hungry because you said, we agreed. You look for money anywhere. Anyhow is a how, we need food. Where jipange. How do you think, is it work? How should we?
There should be consensus. Because at the end of the day, in that house, people will eat. If it's a rental, the house rent will have to be paid, or else people will be kicked out of the house. Children are going to school, school fees will be paid, or they will be sent home. So in the moment where one of the partners is not able to meet his
side of the bargain,
I think they should come back to the table and discuss it. Agree. This is where we are. This is my position, and this is the thing that needs to be met. Would you be willing to stand in the gap, to support until I'm able to meet my side of the bargain once again? I think there should be that discussion.
And I think that's something that is now in this generation, because in the time past, that was not there.
Yes.
The man used to be, like Pastor Wamae said, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Her word was fine. His word was fine. At this point, Zach, you're telling us that we can sit down and negotiate.
Exactly.
But are we always open?
Yeah, I think that there's a background to it. How people set up their relationship really matters.
The foundation.
The foundation of it. Because the minute you're not straight, generally the people who tend not to be very clear in how their finances are coming and how they are running are the men. They're the ones who have a problem with that. The women tend to be more open.
Yes.
So if you start being sly and misbehaving and you are mysterious. Nobody knows. The bills are paid, we don't know where the money comes from. Demands will be made on you.
Yes.
And because you're used to saying there's no money, no one will believe you.
Oh, yeah. We are used.
And nobody knows how much you earn, so we don't know how far to go.
All right. Okay.
So the minute you said that, and when again you said the foundation is oppressive, like even when you have money, you do not release it. And maybe needs are being brought to you and you don't meet them. The day you come down and probably the other person is the one who is on they're having more, then they will remember how you treated them when you are having more. And so you'll be the punching bag at that point.
Yes.
So it's, I mean, let's go back to the foundation. Let's follow the scripture. God is light, in him there's no darkness. We must be like him. Like, let's be open.
Yes.
If I make 200,000 a month, let my wife know this is how much I make. Let's agree on how we spend the money. Let her know I need money for myself as a man to do my things. Then, you know, let's agree on that. So that when the money is not there, she will understand the money is not there. And she'll be able to chip in. In fact, you'll be shocked.
Yes.
If you have been doing things the right way, when you are down, your wife will push you up.
Wow.
Right.
She will lift you up. She will stand with you because she understands.
Yes. You're an open book.
You are an open book.
There's something we call in management, open book management.
Yes.
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 There are people who practice that. Open book management. Everything is there. You know what is happening. Najua kuna wengine hata ukimwambia atoe pesa anatole. He will turn and
Actually, during the wedding, you know when the certificate is put in the court?
Yes, yes.
My spiritual father usually says,
Yes.
vile hiyo koti umekubali ingiwe, hiyo story iendelee na hiyo. I'm sure in most family,
Yes.
it ends at that all time.
Oh my goodness. All right, just say something before we go for the break.
On toxic masculinity.
Yes.
One of the effects of toxic masculinity is a man being told to, you know, suppress his feelings about everything.
Yes.
And it's playing a lot on how men are behaving today as far as matters, finances are concerned.
Yes.
Because he has a problem.
Yes.
Let's go back to the beginning.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Hold that. Before we go to the beginning, we are coming to go to the beginning. I want us to go for a break.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I can see a lot of people writing to us. Thank you. Oluga Junior, Korobusta Hapa just finished me today. I leave my hearts up. Wewe unanichokoza. Tuned. More grace, Pastor Wamae. Wow. There's Naomi Wamboi.
Oh, wow.
Glory to God. Nesh. I agree. This is phronesis. Hiyo sitasema igine following men. Great. And continue writing to us. We appreciate all your feedback. They say that feedback is the breakfast for champions.
Right.
We are here to receive your feedback and to lead them. I want us to go for a break. When we get back, I can promise you, these men are loaded. And we want to take as much as we can. We want to draw. You know, they say that it takes a man to get the best out of another man. These men are loaded for us. Let us inform other men that something is happening on Elevate. And when we get back, I am sure we'll have a better conversation. Coming shortly, possibly in 2 minutes.
Explore a world of knowledge at Elevation Bookshop. Dive into topics like marriage, money, and spiritual growth with our vast reading materials. But that's not all. We are thrilled to introduce new additions like stationeries, notebooks, modeling clay, dictionaries, pencils, kamusi, and more. And calling all students, gear up for success with our back-to-school items, providing you with everything you need to excel in every subject. At Elevation Bookshop, we're here to assist you in finding the perfect resources for your journey. Do you have specific preferences or looking for something special? Visit us at Kenya Cinema Plaza, mezzanine floor, or contact us on 0748 902 225. Elevation Bookshop. Enrich your life.
Wow, and here comes the Association of Faithful Men. 2 minutes, and we are back. And I continue encouraging us. Kindly continue writing to us, continue sharing. There's a number running on your TV screen right now. Kindly write an SMS. Let us know what you think about this conversation. I know you have points. You have boga points. Ambazo uko nazo hapo zinaweza add value in this show. And if you're on Facebook, kindly continue writing to us. I'll be reading your views here. And if you're on your YouTube, I'm coming to YouTube shortly. And I know that this conversation will. I have here, I was almost calling you pastor, but you know, you know, I'm used to hosting so many pastors. You have a pastoral calling. You know, this is Zach. Zach has been a great man running a foundation, actually a network called Men for Men. And you'll tell us what that program is all about.
Right.
And we have Pastor Wamae all the way from RGC, Redeemed Gospel Church, Gatundu Town.
Yes.
Oh my
Gatundu
goodness.
Town, yes.
So you are the Archbishop in Gatundu Town.
Where presidents come from.
Ah, my goodness, my goodness. This is powerful.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So there's something we were saying.
Yes, sir.
And you had a point. We are saying going to the beginning.
Going to the beginning.
Yes.
If you have watched, let me make a reference to the Western communities.
Yes.
When they are doing a rite of passage for the boy child.
Yes.
They will not show you everything, but they will show you them lined up.
Yes.
Okay? Yeah. While the man who is doing the cut is down there doing the cut,
yes.
the boy is supposed to look up and straight and not even flinch or show any emotion of pain or anything.
Yes.
It's called stoicism.
Okay.
And once it's done, he didn't shed a tear, he didn't blink, he didn't do anything. He showed all the courage and all the strength that a man should show.
Yes.
Then the guy will present him to the community like, this is
the man.
This is the man. Yes. And the women will be ululating, like
finally,
like celebrating the man.
Yes.
Why I'm bringing this up is because from that point on, that boy, if he is undergoing through any emotions, he will not show them.
Never show it.
Because he's been taught that you should never show your emotions. Like, actually, when you show your emotions, you are regarded as a lesser man.
You are a weak man.
You are a weakling.
Yes.
And now, many years later, when he's done with his boyhood, he's gone into university, he's cleared, he's working, he has a family to support. If he loses a job, it will be months before you realize that this man is really going through a lot.
As you know, there's a friend of mine called Willie Kenyash. Yes. He was sacked from his place he lost his job. And for 6 months, the wife didn't know. The man used to leave the house. Willie Kenyash has been in this show. He used to leave the house in the morning.
And go to work.
And go to a certain hotel, sit there.
All day.
He says that until the waiter one day asked him, unakuaga sawa? But when the wife realized that this man, the wife supported.
Now that's the thing. Yeah. When you are showed or you are taught you should never express your feelings, your emotions, and a time comes when you really need to show them, but you cannot, then we have a mental problem.
Ah, okay.
That man will be He will be there, but
Yeah.
mentally, he is
He's
sick.
breaking down.
He's breaking down. He will continue running that house. Where he's getting the money from, you don't know.
Yes.
But when it actually comes down altogether, then you realize he has borrowed so much.
I get
The family is still living, but way out of its means.
it. Yes, I get it.
And it could have been better. And actually, one of the things about toxic masculinity
Yes,
is that men who are into it
yes.
are, in a way, conditioned not to seek help.
Okay.
They are conditioned not to seek help. When they really need to seek help, even from the person who they are spending the same bed with, tell her, like, this is what I'm going through. I lost my job. I don't know how you're going to do, but I need your support. They don't reach out to get that help.
Yes.
So eventually, when the mental breakdown comes along,
Yeah.
he's either so deep into
Debt.
debt, he
Or
will be deep
depression,
into debt,
yes.
depression. If he's not into that, well, then he's deep into drugs and alcohol and stuff.
All right.
So right from the start, I think when we have the young men,
Yes.
let them know that it is okay to express their feelings. If you don't feel good about something, say it. If you feel like crying, say it. Right now we have a case of a boy who lost his father at 12 years. A very strong boy in the eyes of the public. Because even at the time when the barrier was going on, even at the time they were wakirudisha mchanga,
Yes.
the boy was okay.
Yeah.
He was very much relaxed. But today, he wakes up at night, he will be screaming all over the place. Why? Because when he had a chance to deal with that emotion, maybe because he was conditioned that he should never show his emotions, he harbored all those things. And when he can't handle it anymore, when his brain cannot handle it anymore, then he will have that breakdown. At night he wakes up, screams, starts running around. So let them know right from the start that it is okay to express your feelings, to say what you feel.
Wow.
If you have to cry, by all means, go out and cry. If you can't do it in the public, lock yourself up somewhere, let it all out. If that's not the case, look for someone. Tell them how you're feeling.
Wow.
And it's, it builds something they call emotional intelligence. Emotionally, you are intelligent. You know, I'm hurting. So you go out and look for help.
Wow.
When you're in pain, because we are not, being a strong man does not mean you're
You're prone to
immune,
pain, yes.
immune to pain.
Yes.
You will go through pain and suffering like every other being. And it's very important for a man to understand that when I am in pain, when I'm suffering, the first thing to do is look for help. If you've lost a job, that lady that you spend the same, you share the same
Yes.
bed with, let her be the first person to know that today I lost my job. And then from there you can chart the way forward.
Yeah.
Men should not harbor their feelings because it messes them first and then the family and probably the whole community.
Wow. Pastor Wamae,
Yes.
you know, Zach is getting us into a very deep conversation. And this keeps me, makes me, keep me thinking. There are men who, at, you know, that is not who they are. They are people who would want to express themselves. But the time that they express themselves, they face the wrath
Yes.
of their partner. Because there are partners who say, so now, what do you want me to do? You are telling me you don't have a job. What do you want me to do? The rent must be paid, the school fees must be paid. What do you want me to do? You see, what happens to that man?
I think I'm going to answer it. Part of what I think is very important is that spouses out there, especially our sisters, they need to know that men need the most vulnerable place for a man is at home.
Okay.
It's the
Explain
place where
that.
you-
Explain that. Sir.
It's the place where you can be most vulnerable. No one knows you better than your wife. I
Oh
mean,
yes, yes, yes. He knows where the scars are.
your wife can tell where you're headed,
Yes.
even without telling her. She will look at, she knows you. I mean,
Yes.
you share the same bed.
Yes.
So I feel it's really incumbent on women, or wives for that matter, to create a safe space at home.
Wow.
Where the man can be able to express himself without feeling they're going to be intimidated, they're going to be victimized.
Yes.
You can express yourself.
Whatever they say will not be used against them.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Like you can go and tell your wife, I borrowed this loan and I never told you. And I signed for somebody somewhere in a circle, and the guy has run away.
She should not write to the family WhatsApp group.
Yes.
Your son is just has borrowed everywhere around.
I married a fool from your family.
Come and get your food from this place.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, when the man rises up, you are the beneficiary. So I think we need to create in families a safe environment where the man can be able to express himself without feeling they're going to be victimized. And by the way, as Zach is saying, I don't know, our culture has taught us bad things. Because, you know, Jesus himself wept.
Yes.
He wept at the tomb of Lazarus. He wept in Gethsemane until his sweat became like drops of blood.
Yeah.
So who are you emulating? Because Jesus himself wept.
Wow.
I mean,
Jesus wept.
yes.
So who are you?
Our current president wept in church.
Oh yes, I remember that.
He really wept. That did not stop him from being the deputy president.
Kibaki wept.
Kibaki wept.
Yes.
So, and those are big people in this nation.
Yes.
I mean, so your problems.
Obama wept.
Obama wept. So, I mean, if you feel to cry, cry.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with crying. It's natural to cry. The tears are there. The Lord made you that way, and it's one of the ways of getting healed. So I feel like Zach is saying we become too toxic by culture. I mean, if you're going through pain, you're going through pain.
Yes.
Pretending you're not going through pain does not solve the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
So stop pretense. Accept you have a problem. Face it head on. You're not the first one to face it.
Should they not fear being judged by the society?
I mean, whether you say or you don't, they will still judge you.
Right.
So you better heal yourself.
Yes.
Speak.
You better be judged from the safe side.
Yes, and then what people say really doesn't matter. What matters is you.
Yeah.
I mean, acquaint yourself with your problems and face them head on. Like, you know, don't fear. Speak. Look for help.
Yeah.
There are people out there willing to help you. You will be shocked at how much help is available for you.
Wow.
You will be shocked.
Wow.
And that's why I encourage people to run to church. Even if you've been frustrated in a church, there's still a good church.
Wow.
Right.
Find a place where you can go and find spiritual help.
Oh yes.
Let someone pray with you. I've had men of God who've prayed with me and I wept like, what is this?
Wow.
Yeah, and you live there feeling like, where's that devil? Come now.
Yes. Come baby, come.
You are re-energized. You say, yeah, come baby, come. Like Miguna.
Wow.
Yes, help is there for men.
There is help for you.
Yes,
One of the things that I keep telling men, stop treating other men like suspects.
yes.
When a man comes to you and tells you he is hungry, please don't look at him like a suspect.
Yes.
Don't even tell him that you look very strong, you can dig. Wewe unaweza enda kulima upate kazi. Wewe ni kazi no. Can you first give him food? First give him food. From there the man will be able to speak.
And that's interesting because if a woman runs to another woman for help, she will get help.
Thank you. No, even a woman, if she goes to a man, the man will help without asking questions.
Yes.
But if it's another man,
But if it's another man, we
It's a whole
treat
situation.
each other as suspects. Men, we must learn this. Let us be there for other men. They are our brothers. Many times, the man is the greatest enemy for the other man. Zach, let me tell you before we go for another break. If you find a man at your gate standing there at about 8 p.m., you'll call some few neighbors. And before you know it, the man will be down, wanting to give his life to Christ. You have done justice to him. You have not even asked him what it is, because you look at him as a suspect. Who is this man? If you find a lady at your gate,
I'll ask her what's her problem.
you'll actually walk her into the house and look for a way you can. If not possible for her to get help from, at that particular moment, she will spend.
Yes.
And tomorrow you'll give her some money to go wherever she is going. This is what you're saying. We can be our brother's keeper. This show is meant to build the man. We are not here to fight men, we are here to build men. And I said, there are so many programs that are fighting men. Man Unveiled is a show for you, every man. Because if we believe that if we can build you, your wife will be happy. Your children will be happy. The society will be happy. The nation will be happy. The whole world will be happy. But if the man is not in his place, there will be chaos everywhere. We are going for a break again. In 1 minute, we will be back. Continue writing to us.
The church is back at Uhuru Park. The chairman of the Standing Strong Ministers Conference, Apostle Othenio Mwabili, and the conference convener, Apostle David Juma, together with the Executive Planning Committee, invites all church leaders, students leaders, marketplace and corporate leaders to the 2024 Kenya edition of the Standing Strong Ministers Conference, taking place from Tuesday 9th to Friday 12th July 2024 at Uhuru Park Gardens, Nairobi, with leadership sessions running from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily and open sessions from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. daily. The theme for this year's conference is Strengthening Your Brethren, drawn from Luke 22 verse 32. Ministering will be guest ministers Bishop Thomas Muthe from Kenya.
Your weakness, that's no reason to give up. There is a God who begins from the void.
Bishop Stanley Molili from Kenya.
A transformational church must grow smaller as it grows bigger.
Apostle Yemi Adefarasin from Nigeria.
God is looking for people that are his representatives who understand their redemptive destiny and purpose.
And Bishop Joseph Matera from USA.
You can bring heaven, you can manifest glory wherever you are.
And the host, Apostle David Juma and Pastor Sunde Juma.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving from the one powerful anointed minister to the corporate body.
The church was birthed by the Holy Ghost, and the works of God can only be done by the Holy Ghost.
Find registration forms on our social media platforms. For more information, kindly call 0722 669651. The 2024 Kenya edition of the Standing Strong Ministers Conference. Don't miss out on this great opportunity of strengthening for your ministry work ahead. See you there. This conference is organized by various churches and is open to the whole body of Christ.
Wow, welcome. And we are headed to actually the last part of this show. And this is the best part, because in this part we will be reading your comments. This part we'll be looking at what you have been sharing with us. And we are also going deeper to this, into this conversation. I want to appreciate some of us who are watching. I want to appreciate Kariuki SK, Powerful, More Grace, Pastor Wamae. Possibly you know that person. Benny Gitoga Davidson. I am a newcomer, never knew such a wonderful program was on your station. It's awesome. Thank you, Benny. Welcome. And let other men know what you are eating. It will be very bad if they realize that you have been eating this thing alone. Continue sharing. Emmanuel Crown. This is so profound. I love the diversity of perspectives. This is truly redefining masculinity. Thank you, Emmanuel. God bless you. And you look like a man of God. Benny Getoga, thank you. My question is, what is your take on simping? We'll be looking at that. Get ready. What's your take on men who are Mr. Nice Guy? They are those gentlemen. They are those guys. Mwangi Kenneth Kamau, great discussion, great team there. Seeing my brother, Pastor Wamae. Pastor Wamae, your people are camping here. We'll get to YouTube and see what others are sharing there. There's something that, where are we? we were looking at some of these aspects that, you know, we are drawing from the past. And we have now said, because there are things that we are buying from the past, and they are good now, and we have said one of them is the position of a man from the kingdom perspective, dimension, the way God created things. The man is the head. It's not about how much money he is earning. It's not about what he has done. It is God's order, and I'm sure God made it that way just to defeat competition in the family.
Yeah.
Because they say that the only thing that has two heads is a monster. So the man, just allow the man to be the head. But there are men, there are ladies who are watching us here, and they are asking here, Pastor Wamae, they are asking, my man doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't pay school fees. He is never there. We say that he is missing in action. What do you think about that? How do we help that man?
Yeah, I think
some of them are lazy. You know the generation that we have, the current generation of young men who possibly don't want. Some of them don't want to work. They want a soft life. They think that life is too hard. They don't. Actually, some of them will run away from their houses, go back to their mother's house. You find a married man, usually goes eat in his mother's house, then goes back to his family. There are some others who have very bad manners. They go buy a bread and a brewbird, and they hide it somewhere. So he will come with the bread, anatoa ka brewbird, anapaka mkate yake, watoto kama wanaangalia. The man eats the bread with the brewbird, and he doesn't give the wife and the children. How do we handle such people?
Yeah, first of all, I think, let me talk about counsel.
Yes.
Because part of that is how someone has grown up.
Yes.
Some of the things you've grown up hearing and grown up saying, they have a way they shape you. I mean, the pride of a man is providing.
Oh, yes.
You're supposed to take pride. It's natural. It's what should give you pleasure. It should give you satisfaction that you're doing this. Like naturally, if a man has fulfilled a task, there's a fulfillment that you feel. In fact, for every achievement you make, your wife feels more safer.
Wow, secure.
She feels more secure. So that man needs counsel, that kind of a man.
Yes.
In fact, let me talk about the simping. You know, no woman is looking for a for a man who is a yes man on everything they say. In fact, if a woman feels that's how you are, she'll run away from you. Because she's looking for leadership.
Women, before you run away, we were not that serious. Stop carrying your baggages.
Because she's looking for leadership. She wants someone who, you know, John Maxwell he's written a book called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. One of them, which I love very much, is the law of navigation.
Yes.
It says anyone can steer a ship, but it takes a leader to chart the course. So today you may not have money, but you must be clear about where you're going.
Oh, yes.
So it takes you to chart the course. When a woman knows this is where we are going as a family, she will give you help that you never even asked for. The problem is you seem to be going nowhere. So she's wondering where
she's also stranded.
She's also stranded. So I mean, that person they need counsel. They need to be helped. They need to be told to wake up.
Wow. They need mentorship.
They need mentorship.
Yes.
So we would encourage any woman who is having that kind of a challenge at home, reach out. Wow. Friends, I mean, every man has a social network. You have people, men who, so get someone who knows a guy who is able to help the guy and talk with him and walk with him. When I was a young person, before I got married, I didn't know how to handle men. My dad used to work outside the country. He used to be away most of the time. So I grew up a lot with my mom. But when I got born again, I met with a man. His name is Roland. He's from Nakuru. And Roland, if you can hear
Roland,
me,
you can shout out to him.
Proud of you.
Wow.
Roland held my hand. And he saw there was a gap in me. And he started mentoring me how to become a man.
Wow.
He started teaching me how to love a woman without being subdued.
Wow, great. I like that. Without feeling insecure.
Without feeling insecure. Right. And he taught me how to love without feeling shy.
Wow.
Some men can't hold their wives.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, and even coming to church. Anaongoza.
Yes.
Mke anafuata nyuma.
The wife must go, or the man must go before the wife, for example, John the Baptist. Like he's preparing the way.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So, and that guy mentored me. He had a beautiful marriage. I looked at how they used to live with the wife, how they would laugh, would walk from church and would get to church to home. And before we get in their house, they would stand at the gate for an hour, talking and chatting and laughing with the wife. I'd never seen that.
Oh my goodness.
So I started learning things.
Lola, we need you here. Lola, we need you. We need you, Lola. Where are you?
I started learning things. And so today, I would do the same things. And he also taught me how to execute authority at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I realized when I execute authority, my wife feels safer.
Wow.
That she has somebody who can say a strong no, and the no is no.
Yes. Right.
She feels more secure.
Yes.
So I learned that.
Actually, there's a lady who came here. We had an edition, what women wished men knew. And one lady said that they like men who are firm. They like when they tell other women, I must go home early because my husband. Not a woman who is staying late and others are concerned. Where do you
not a source of pride.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I want to really encourage men.
Yes.
Get mentorship. If probably you find there's an area I'm having a problem, there's a lot of help out there. Find help. Don't die there alone. I mean, you'll be shocked. The same woman will, you can change your behavior, and suddenly you see her change.
Yes.
Because now she sees a different man. Wow. She feels safe with you.
Great, great.
There are women who feel very unsafe because, in fact, the best way to there's a way to butter.
Men are not assertive.
Yes, they're not assertive. There's a way to butter your wife, and she'll love it.
Yes. How? Tell us.
She will love it.
Yes.
I mean, like, she wants to be loved. She wants you to walk with her. Women want attention.
Yes.
She wants somebody to listen to her. I mean, you know, she doesn't even want you. In fact, she's not looking for somebody to listen to her. She's looking for somebody who can hear. And there's a difference between hearing and listening.
Wow. Active listening. Active listening. Pastor Wamae, I think this conversation will not end here.
Absolutely.
Zach.
Yes, sir.
We have a problem with our men, and especially the current status of our nation. You find that many people, and especially, let me just to mention Mount Kenya region, people are now going back to the old things, the old way of doing things. Is that the kind of mentorship we are looking? How do we find people that we can learn to? We are talking about men, these young men looking for people who can mentor them to unlearn some of the past bad manners. How do we get these right men?
Much as we want to take the river back to its course, because that's what they say in Mount Kenya, we need to understand the times we are living in.
Yes.
You cannot teach today's men things that were being taught to the Mau fighters. Those are two different worlds. Much as we want to, reshape our society and make sure things are functioning, we need to go with the times and understand this is where we are.
Yes.
This man needs to understand that today he cannot say, I will not go to the kitchen because I am the man. If your wife is working, because back in the day, mamas were not working, they were only working in the shamba. By 6 o'clock, the house, probably supper is ready, but today's lady is getting to the house around 8:30 in the morning, in the evening.
Sometimes 10.
Sometimes latest 10 coming from work. So you as the man, will you wait until 10 o'clock for wife to come and cook for you in the house?
With a remote control.
With the remote, when kids are supposed to be in bed by 8:30 because tomorrow they wake up early to go to school. Much as we want to teach our men, to be the man and the man of, who he was years ago, let them understand that today's man has a whole different topography to navigate.
It doesn't reduce a man if he takes care of his family.
Absolutely not.
All right.
If you got home at 6 o'clock in the evening and your wife is arriving late, by the time she's getting home, she will feel even more proud that the kids have already been taken care of.
Wow.
And they're only waiting for the mom to see her, only to go to sleep. Wow. Not because they are waiting for her to come and get in the kitchen and prepare the supper.
Even as you continue, Zach,
yes.
let me talk to a man right here, because there is a man watching us right now. He's saying, I see, they are saying, we see now the direction you are taking. Yes, we are taking that direction, because, and we are saying that it's okay for a man to cook. Do you know there are men who went to school and did a course on catering? Does it make you a better man if you are cooking in a hotel and you cannot cook in your house?
Absolutely not.
Is any cooking different?
No.
Cooking is cooking. Of compromise. And allow me to give this advice to a man watching us. If you are 50 years and above, please, there are battles you should not be fighting right now. That season is called power saving mode. If you ask for water and someone is busy, he's not bringing water, stop fighting. Go to the kitchen. Draw some water, drink. Man of God. You live wrong.
True.
Save the energy you have. Don't keep making noise every time. There are things you can do for you. Actually, the woman comes in a helping capacity.
She's the helper.
She's a helper.
Exactly.
And that is why the women also should feel free to help us pay some bills. Because you are a helper. They know that you should not help us pay school fees. Complete there's a point you had as we conclude.
Will this be like the parting shot?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes. Give your closing remarks.
Yes.
Talk to that man, and let that man feel that there's a place for him, and he doesn't need that being a traditional man, being a man, looking back to the way things were done and trying to copy possibly may not work for him. Let him know that it is still possible to work out life right now the way things are.
Absolutely. Yes. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, man. And we are glad that you've been watching us and following this conversation. In the Bible, Gideon is probably the best figure for toxic masculinity. He had it all. He had the strength. He had the power of God. He had a future ahead of him. He knew all things were working for him. But then he misused all those talents because he was arrogant. He allowed his strength to lead him, and by that, he even went way far away from what his parents would advise him to go.
That is Samson.
That is Samson.
Yes.
I said?
Gideon. It's okay.
Oh, Samson, yes. So, eventually, he would go down as probably one of the judges who failed Israel because he didn't follow the way of God. And it was all because his masculinity was leading him to go into the way of women and alcohol and stuff like that. It's a different world we are living in today. Our masculinity should only be used to lead us to the way of right, to the way of God, and to the way of peace for ourselves and for our families. Let's use it to glorify God. And thank you for watching us. God bless you.
How can we find you, sir?
Find me.
If somebody want to, you are saying Men for Men
Network.
How can we find you?
Men for Men Network, you can find us on IG, Men for Men Network, Facebook, Men for Men Network, and also on...
Possibly you can share your number in case a man wants
to. Yeah, sure. If you want to reach me, you can reach me on 070405 9690. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Pastor Wamae, there are some people who are complaining you are not saying hi to them.
Yes.
As you give your closing.
Bishop, hi. Bishop is my boss.
All right.
So, and my family at home and everyone watching us. I find a man called David in the Bible. And David is a good example. I find David being toxic. One time he sinned and he tried to cover his sin. And that ate him so much. But one time, the Lord couldn't contain it anymore. He sent a prophet called Nathan, and Nathan exposed all the sins that David had done. But when David was told about his sins, he didn't deny. He accepted, he broke down, and he knew from that time going forward, because he had sinned, judgment had fallen on his house. But David held himself up like a man. He knew the road ahead was going to be tough, and he was willing to pay the price, but maintain his relationship with God. He accepted his mistakes, he confessed them before the prophet and before all Israel. And even when judgment came on his family, David went along with God. He never lost his walk with God. And you know what? He never lost the kingdom. Saul remained toxic. He never accepted mistakes. And so he lost the kingdom. David never lost it. In fact, all through, even when Jesus came, he was called the son of David, because the man knew how to get broken and how to unleash all his pain out so that he can be strong. I want to encourage a man there. Don't die there. Brace yourself like a man and face your problems head on. Look for help out there. There's enough help for you. Don't die there. If you're there and you want to commit suicide, I charge you in the name of the Lord, do not commit suicide. Please, there are so many stakeholders. Your wife, your children, your family, your social networks, they're all looking up to you. And your life is beautiful ahead. May the Lord bless you. You can find me on Facebook at William Nyoro. And you can WhatsApp me or call me on 0720 327 648. You can also find me at Redeemed Gospel Church, Gatundu Town. We are right there just after the Catholic Church in Gatundu Town. God bless you.
Wow. That marks the end of our show. And I can't go without mentioning Paul Kathi, foreign from Gatundu, Pastor Patrick Joroge, he's my senior. Powerful stuff coming across the airwaves. More grace, Pastor Joe and the panelists. Thank you, sir. And all those who are watching us, you have made this show a success. Let's meet next Wednesday, same time, same place. God bless you, and may you have a wonderful, wonderful, mega dynamic night.